Hey everyone, this is Disc Junkie, and welcome back to Disc Junkie's Duster. Fuck. Okay. I'm obviously way too old to be making jumps like that, so maybe doing cool freeze frame shots wasn't the best idea. But in any case, today I want to talk about wheel spikes or lug nut spikes again, because if you watch my videos, you might recall that I've made an older video for my Jeep Wrangler where I installed these lug nut spikes from a company called SC Styling. Now, even though I did document this quite a bit, I felt that I wanted to revisit this project simply because these lug nut spikes do install a little bit differently compared to the ones I used previously. And I just figured that, I might as well do the updates because I really want to document the entire process and the modifications I do on this car, even though it might be some stuff that I've sort of kind of done in the past. But let's just go ahead and check out these spikes in a bit more detail. And so here are the spikes. Now I actually have two boxes of these, and this is because I made a video in the past for the Jeep Wrangler, and this used these types of lug nuts, which I'm not really sure if there is a more common type. I think these are a bit more unusual, but this is for when you have a bolt or a screw which is essentially sticking out from the car. So you will have your wheel looking like this with essentially 5 screws or threaded bolts that are coming out from the wheel, like this is all you're seeing on the car. And so in that case you're going to be needing these lug nuts, which have a cone shape to them. So you essentially mount them like that to your car. Like if this would be the bolt from the car, then you would mount these lug nuts like so. But the thing is that the more common type of bolt for wheels would be this. And this is what I have now for my Dacia Duster. So I essentially bought this new set, and this is obviously for the reverse situation when you essentially just have threads on your car. So you really need a bolt that screws into the car, so to speak, and not on the Wrangler, which was the opposite, where I had the threads or the screw portion sticking out from the car. So there are essentially two types of setups, which I honestly had no idea about until I bought the Jeep, and then I realized, oh, I'm supposed to just get lug nuts, not actually get these types of bolts. But yeah, so these are the new ones, and they work pretty much the same. The sort of threads for the spikes, as you can see here, these are identical, and I actually have a number of spikes left from when I purchased my spikes for the Jeep. Back in those days, these spikes, which are from SC Styling, I essentially made like a sponsored video for them. You can see they got the SC logo on there. And so back in those days, I think they didn't really sell the spikes as mix and match. Like you essentially had to buy like one full set, and the one full set would be 20. That's for all the wheels. Usually you will have 5 spikes per wheel or 5 bolts or nuts per wheel. So I bought a set of 20, but they weren't really selling them in different colors. Like you couldn't get like a rainbow style set if you wanted it to. So what I did, because I wanted to have like mixed colors, I wanted to get both silver and black and sort of interchange them on each wheel. So I decided to pick up 2 sets, which were 20 each. And then when I sold the Jeep, I realized that I'd forgotten about the fact that I still had these spikes laying in storage in my garage. So I essentially had 10 silver and 10 black from back when I mixed them the first time. So then I felt like, well, then I really need to get some new lug nuts for my spikes, so I can add the spikes to my new Dacia Duster. And so that's why I purchased a set of these new ones, which fit the Duster, but they wouldn't have fitted the Jeep. But now we are beginning to ramble here, so let's just go ahead and mount these on the car, and then we're gonna get back to show you how they actually look. So just stay tuned. Alright, so now the spikes have been installed. I'm just walking around the car a bit to give you a bit of an angle and show you what these look like. So these are on one of the back wheels, and you can see that I did go with the black and silver mix like I did previously. These do extend a little bit from the hubcap, but it's not really that noticeable. I mean, you can see that we're basically talking about this much. That's essentially how much it is that's actually protruding. The rest is actually, you know, well beyond the edge of the hubcap itself, so it doesn't really matter. It just looks cool because the hubcaps are sort of going slightly inwards towards the center, so this looks more menacing than it actually is. When you look at it from the side, you will see that they don't really extend that far. But what I wanted to do is actually just show you these. Now, I know I did make a older video where I show these in action in terms of how they look when they are rotating. And quite honestly, that was kind of an advanced shot to set up. So I thought I would actually just repurpose this to give you a brief look at what these look like. Even though it's not actually on the Duster, it is exactly the same spikes. And by that standard, I thought I'd just roll a clip. So here we go. All right, well, got some grass on there, but yeah. And so with that clip done, I think it's pretty much time to wrap up this video. Now, I do want to say that I really do enjoy these spikes. I think it's a very sort of cheap and affordable option for a really cool accessory that can really make your hubcaps and your wheels sort of pop. It gives you a bit of style. You can choose a variety of colors. I don't know how broad these were when I first bought the spikes, but I seem to recall that back then you couldn't really mix the colors yourself, which I think you can actually do now. If you want to purchase like one color of each, you can do that. Just purchase them individually, as well as purchasing the lug nuts individual one too. So I think that SC Styling have essentially updated their catalog since I first bought them for the Jeep, so that is a really good thing. And yeah, I just really like them, so I hope you enjoyed this video. But that's it for me. I want to say thank you very much for watching, and as usual, hope to see you all next time.